Good evening and welcome to We the People, or on World Population Day, should I be saying We the Billion People. It used to be that the sound of 1 billion people was a frightening thought. 2 decades ago, this would have been described as a demographic disaster. But as life changes and the world changes, today this is being called a demographic dividend. In fact, that's become the new mantra when it comes to discourse around population control. On We the People today, are we realistic in looking at India as a powerhouse of 1 billion people and counting? All projections say that India will overtake China in the next 2 decades. In fact, 1 in every 6 people on this planet is already an Indian. But can we afford to celebrate that fact? Do we have the resources, the infrastructure, the economic bandwidth to handle our population numbers? Some states in India actually still promote a policy of incentive and punishment for families that have more than 2 children. But activists argue that this is a policy that just ends up discriminating against the poor. So on World Population Today, on We the People, we ask, is it time to look at a 2-child norm for India all over again? Let me start with Amarjeet Singh, since you're somebody who works on the population policy for the government of India. I know it's not easy for a bureaucrat to talk openly and honestly given political controls, but has it become almost taboo to use the phrase population control ever since the Sanjay Gandhi emergency years, which still seem to evoke memories of forced sterilization?
Yeah, that was true to some extent. Actually, people stopped talking about it. It became a stigmatized word. But fortunately, things are changing and people are now talking. Even the current health minister has made an open public statement that we need to look at this issue and do something. But
you know, when the health minister said we're sitting on this volcano, a number of people were enormously angry. And it came back to the same debate as it was, saying, listen, this alarmist policy, this policy that approaches people and looks at them as potential burdens, this is a problem. So when you approach population policy for the government of India, do you still look at it in terms of, let's say, a 2-child norm?
See, the issue is you can't look at India as a whole. If you look at India, the rate of growth of population is falling. The TFR for the country has fallen from 6 to 2.6. So that's not an issue. We have to look at the states. Look at the states of Bihar. The TFR is still 4, which means the population...
You have to explain TFR for people who don't understand.
It's total fertility rate, the number of children which a girl would have during her reproductive years. Now, with a TFR of 4 means population will double in 1 generation. So what we're saying is, look at the states of UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Assam, which have a really, there is an issue there. We need to look at those issues. Just one issue I want to explain. If you go to the state of UP, the surveys have shown almost 60% women do not want another child. 60% women do not want another child after 2 children. Yet the unmet need is 46%, as against 11% in Kerala and 22% for the country as a whole. So this is a real issue. You are not able to provide service.
Do not have the reproductive rights to assert that choice at all. May I just ask you briefly, would you support a policy of incentives? For example, we still have states in India where if you are an elected official of a local body like the panchayat, you cannot have more than 2 children. Do you support that? Does the government of India support that?
Absolutely not. We have to strengthen our services. We have to make sure our women get the services.
So no incentives, no punishment.
The only issue I have with just one issue I want to make. We made an analysis of the JSY, the Janani Suraksha Yojana. And it makes a fascinating analysis. If you look at the figures for Bihar, only 50% of the money is going to women with 2 children. You know, you get 1,400 rupees if you go to an institution for a delivery. Only 50% is going to women who have 2 children. And the remaining 50% is going to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 children.
Tuba.com